Brittney Griner has spent nearly 7 months in a Russian jail cell after she was caught going through the airport with illegal drugs. She was detained, she was arrested, she was put to trial, she pled guilty even though she said, "I didn't mean to do this, it was an accident, I had a doctor's note," all of these things. Didn't matter. She got sentenced to 9.5 years in Russian prison, and it seems like the news is only continuing to get worse for Brittney Griner. Hostage expert, Brittney Griner could lose 60 to 70 pounds, get no fresh air or sunlight in Russian prisons. Shocking! Shocking that life in a Russian prison isn't very good. It's almost like when you're in another country, you should really pay very close attention to their laws and try not to break them. Because even if I don't think Brittney Griner should spend 9.5 years in jail for having a vape cartridge full of cannabis oil, I think that's crazy. I also don't think that people should be getting whipped in Singapore if they spit gum on the sidewalk. But that is the reality. Those are laws in other countries that you have to follow when you go there. But let's get into these details. Supporters say former WNBA star Brittney Griner is facing harsh conditions in Russian prison, where she's serving a 9.5-year sentence. According to a hostage expert, Amy Manson, the basketball player is suffering extreme trauma and challenges, Insider reported. They face the reality of poor nutrition, sometimes no access to fresh air or actual daylight. Some of our returnees face as much as 50 to 60 to 70 pounds lost. And then we're talking about muscle wastage, as well as the impact on their bodies of constant poor nutrition and constant stress. Now, I do wonder, this is coming from Hostage US. That's the company, Hostage US. So are we talking about just normal people who are in Russian prison? Or are we talking about like maybe people that have been captured because of military purposes, things like that? I don't know. They don't really specify. But they are saying that this is what they think is happening with Brittney Griner. And of course, Brittney Griner's a pretty in-shape person. However, if they do have that loss of muscle mass, that could be the end of Brittney Griner's career. If she ever does come back, how shriveled she may be. Griner's wife recently met with President Biden for the first time since Griner was detained in Russia as she tried to flee the country in the wake of the Ukraine invasion. This is what Brittney Griner's wife said. Now, this is not the partner that Brittney Griner was convicted of domestic abuse for. This is a different person, right? This is Cheryl Griner. I want to thank President Biden for today's meeting. It was an honor to speak with him directly about the Brittney we know and love, and to thank him for the administration's efforts to secure her release. Unfortunately, since we're dealing with a president who can't remember where he is, he's like a goldfish, 15 seconds, and he forgets where he's going. He probably doesn't remember what they talked about, but at least they had that experience. I felt every minute of the grueling 7 months without her. I look forward to the day my wife is back home. As my family and I continue on this journey, I'd like to thank the broad coalition of friends, leaders, supporters who continue to stand with and advocate for us. Like we said before, in August, Griner was convicted in a Russian court after she was arrested when her luggage was searched and found it contained at least one vape cartridge with CBD oil. Marijuana is tightly restricted in Russia, and she was charged with drug trafficking and handed down a 9.5-year sentence. There continues to be absolutely no good news for Brittney Griner. When Biden decided to finally meet with the families of not only Brittney Griner, but also Paul Whelan, who's been stuck over there for longer than Brittney Griner has, it was to give them bad news, to say that the talks have not gone well. And it sounds like the person that was sent over there, Bill Richardson, he doesn't even be able to talk to anybody important. Russia's not even interested in negotiating a deal for Brittney Griner. And when it does happen, which I do think inevitably it will happen, it's probably going to be we end up giving back some really fucking horrible people just to get Brittney Griner back. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.